Hey hackers, it's Colin from MindHive. Today I want to talk about the Whoop. I recently bought the Whoop 3.0 and have been wearing it for about a week. So we're going to dive into my review on it. We're just going to look at the app and we're going to talk about sort of the pros and cons and whether or not it's something that you should actually be buying. All that is coming up right here on MindHive. So the human heart doesn't actually pump at a constant rate. The timing between your heartbeats can vary quite a bit. This is because your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system are at odds with one another. The sympathetic or fight or flight response tells your heartbeat to speed up a little bit, while the parasympathetic nervous system tells it to slow down. And the easiest way to demonstrate this is just to take two fingers and check your pulse. So if you put it over your carotid artery, you might notice as you inhale, your heartbeat speeds up a little bit. And as you exhale, it slows down slightly. And that's because every time you inhale, you're activating the sympathetic nervous system slightly. And every time you exhale, you're activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Unless you're a serious athlete, the change will probably be really subtle, but that variability between heartbeats can give us a lot of insight into overall health. As a rule, it's better to have a higher HRV because it means your body is more adapted for dealing with stressors like exercise. But it's not as important to get caught up in the actual HRV number. There are a lot of factors that can affect HRV and make it vary person to person. For example, if you're a male, you'll have a slightly elevated HRV compared to the average female. So instead of aiming for a particular number, it's better to track the trends with your HRV over time. And this is where the Whoop comes into play. It tracks HRV and lets you know when's a good time to maybe push a little bit harder in your workout or when you should be taking more time to recover. To show you what I mean, let's dive into the app itself. Okay, so here we are on the mobile app. This is just a snapshot of the day so far for me. Now you'll notice a few important things right off the bat. You'll see this 44% recovery over here on the left, and then you'll see this 10.4 day strain over on the right. The whole idea behind Whoop is that you want to balance your day strain with your recovery. So now if I click this wheel right here, I can see based on 44% recovery, I should be building a 10.6 day strain to reach my optimal strain for the day. And it also shows on the left and right my HRV and calories for the day so far. Now these things are nice, but like I said, what we really want to focus on are the trends. So I'm going to go ahead and swipe up, and then we're going to see exactly that. So this graph is showing me my strain plotted against my recovery for the past few days. And now if I look at this, something that jumps out at me right away is you can see I started out on the top here, 94, 96, 96, 93, and then there was this drop off with my recovery. It went to 74, 71, and now today it's at 44%. So what this is telling me right at a glance is that I need to be recovering more. I need to take more time to recover. I've been straining a lot, but what I really need to be focused on now is recovering well so that I don't get injured, so that I don't get sick, so that I can keep training and stay physically fit and keep making those fitness gains that I'm looking for. And then at the top, I can see Whoop is giving me insights based on some of the things that it's seeing. So it says you maintained high strain while maintaining healthy recovery. Great job capitalizing on a week when your body was ready for strain. Fitness gains are made this way. Now, if I swipe back up, I can also see this daily log of activity here, and it's showing me some of the things that I did. So today I did yoga. And let's go ahead and actually look at the strain coach right here. So if I start an activity, this morning when I did yoga, I went ahead and did this. So I started an activity. And if you click this drop-down menu up here at the top, you can see all these different activities that Whoop has. They have everything from baseball, basketball, cycling, football, even some things that were kind of surprising to me like coaching and gaming. And one of the things about this feature, I think specifically that I don't love, is that they don't get too specific with the particular workouts that I like to do. So for example, I did a Tabata workout a couple days ago. I didn't know what to really choose, so I chose functional fitness. And that was okay, but I also chose functional fitness for some body weight strength that I was doing. And so those workouts are fundamentally different. It felt weird to me that I should be choosing the same category of workout for both. So that's just like a little aside thing. So at the bottom, I can see this 4.4 number. And if I swipe up on that, I get this strain coach. And what this is showing me is my optimal range for straining during this activity. So you can see it kind of starts in this dotted line that goes outside the circle here. And this is like my optimal range basically. So I could go anywhere between 0 and about 12.5, right? And that's going to be optimal for me for my exertion level based on my recovery rate. And it'll let me know too, if I scroll down a little bit further, my current day strain, my activity strain, and then what my estimated day strain will end up being based on this. And since you can see I'm at 44% recovery, and there's this little grayed out optimal training window that I should be staying in based on my recovery rate. I don't want to go too high above that, but I also don't want to go too low. And it looks like I'm right where I need to be based on how much I've recovered today. So that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and just start this activity just to show you guys kind of what it does. So this is what you'll see during your workout. You'll be able to see how much strain you're putting forward, and then what your heart rate is and what heart rate zone you're at. And it'll also show you calories, average heart rate, and max HR. So I'm going to go ahead and discard that for now, since we're not actually working out. So if I go back to this initial screen, I'm just going to go ahead and click on yoga. So here we can see some insights about my yoga session this morning. I can see my strain score. I can see some of those calories, average HR, max HR, the duration, and then it's also telling me you spent most of this activity at 50% of your max HR below. So that's what I want. I'm trying to promote recovery today, so that's good. And one of my favorite features about Whoop is the sleep tracker. And when you choose sleep as your activity, it'll monitor your heart rate to show what stage of sleep you're actually in. Now, I know a lot of people have a Fitbit or maybe an Apple Watch and they just end up taking it off when they go to sleep. But if you really want to optimize your body for performance or even just lose a couple of pounds, tracking your sleep is almost non-negotiable for me. So if you aren't doing it, you're missing out in a really big way. And the reason for that is very simple. You can literally do everything else right. You can eat well, you can exercise well, you can meditate, deep breathing, whatever. But if you're not sleeping well, none of it matters. So I'm very happy with this feature in particular. Now, something that's also really helpful with this is the sleep coach feature. So if I go into here and let's say I want to peak tomorrow, I want to absolutely crush it. I want to be firing on all cylinders. And it'll tell me based on that, based on my recent sleep behavior, what time I should be getting to bed, how much sleep I need tonight, and then what time I should be waking up tomorrow. All right, so we're back at the dashboard now, and if I swipe right, I can see my day strain so far for the day. I can see I have one activity logged, that's my yoga workout. And if I swipe up, I can see some interesting statistics for the past week. So I can see my day strain, my average day strain for these past 7 days, average HR, and average calories. I don't necessarily find this as helpful because it's not really showing me my day strain compared to my recovery. I'm not so much interested in straining as much as I possibly can. I want to balance my strain with recovery. So I can kind of already see this if I swipe over at this graph that we looked at before. So this isn't as helpful to me, but still some interesting statistics. If you find this stuff useful, it's there for you. And then if I swipe right, I can see my recovery score. My HRV is 29% below average, indicating that my body is only moderately recovered. So again, just something to be aware of. I need to make sure that I'm not straining too much and that I prioritize getting a good night's sleep tonight. And then if I scroll right one more time, I can see my sleep performance. And my sleep performance last night was actually better than my recent average. So that's good news. I think the main thing to be aware of is just the hours of sleep that I'm getting versus the hours of sleep that I need. And so it tells me that with these two numbers right here. So now if I swipe up, I can see my sleep statistics for the past week. I can see my sleep performance was 79%. My respiratory rate is 16.2. That's pretty normal. And I can also see my hours of sleep versus how much sleep I needed. And this part in particular is pretty interesting to me because there's a lot of research now showing that you actually can catch up on sleep to some extent. So if I look up at the top, Whoop's telling me you needed extra sleep to recover from elevated strain this week. Dedicate extra time in bed following high strain days. So I can see that on average through these past 7 days, I am almost at a 2-hour sleep deficit. So that might explain why my recovery hasn't been good, why it's been tanking the past couple days. So that's pretty much it. If I go back to the dashboard and then the sidebar, I can see there's a section for weekly performance assessment and monthly performance assessment, but I haven't had the Whoop on long enough to actually get access to these insights. I have 7 more days to go before I can get the weekly performance assessment. But I'll probably make another video at some point once some time has passed showing these things and what kind of insights they give you. And I'll probably make another video as well just talking about the desktop version, because there's insights on the desktop version of this app. They give you a little bit more detailed insight, but really I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of what this mobile app can do and what my 2 cents are on it after having it for about a week. Personally, I'm very happy with it. I really like the fact that you can track your sleep. I think that tracking recovery and sleep is something that's really overlooked in the wearable industry right now. So it's good to see that Whoop is giving me some good insights on that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If there's anything in this video that I didn't talk about or cover that you're still curious about, leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed the video, the best thing you can do to support this channel is give it a like, or consider subscribing if you want to stay woke on all the new biohacking trends out there. And until next time, happy hacking.